It's In Demand Radio, and every so often we like to chat to our DJ friends, and this is somebody who I've known for, I don't know, it must be 20 years, and I've been watching his career blossom and blossom, and he's still a friend of mine, and he's on the phone, the one and only Hernan Cattaneo. Hello Hernan, how are you?
Hey Steve, great to talk to you. Thank you for the nice welcoming words.
Well, we've known each other such a long time. I mean, we don't see each other very often, but we've known each other a long time.
Well, I started being Cream resident in Liverpool in 2001, fortnightly, and going to to your parties around in Aztec and all that.
Of course,
like in 2001 and 2 or so. So since then, we've been good friends.
We have indeed. I forgot about Aztec. I don't think people will believe that you came and DJ'd that crazy little room. It must have been sort of 18 years ago. That little crazy room with the world's worst toilets on a room above a pub where the sound system kept going off. We had you playing on there. I remember you saying it was a bit of a crazy gig for you because you were literally almost DJing on the dance floor.
Yes, but I remember clearly and like as a super great atmosphere. Like one of those it's a small club. Maybe the sound system is not the perfect one, but the atmosphere is incredible. I remember like people almost putting the glass with beer, so near to the decks that it was almost like wow. But at the same time, people in England know how to behave, so. Yeah. Even when they were crazy, they were respectful. So, no, it was a great night. I remember. I don't know. It was 2002 or 3.
Yeah, it must have been many moons ago. We're showing our age here, Hernan. Showing our age.
So, listen. We are lucky. We're still around.
So, tell me about lockdown. Obviously, you're normally a very busy DJ, trotting around the globe, and then suddenly no flying. So, what have you been doing with yourself?
Well, of course, it was a surprising and challenging year. At the beginning, was super happy. I've been non-stop for 20 years traveling around the world, and never having enough time to spend time with my family, my daughters, and free time in the house. So the first 2-3 months were super, super good. We enjoyed that part of life. Then, of course, you start want to have a balance, and also do some work and travel and play music. So then we start finding different ways through technology to get in touch with fans around the world through streams, and the radio show I still do it every Saturday. But then, of course, now after a year, we really want to go back to, a normal life, which means like do the family time, but also do some work, and travel, which is what we enjoy what to do, So, but luckily, thanks to the vaccines and stuff, I think at least the light at the end of the tunnel is kind of looking better.
Yes, hopefully, and then hopefully by the summer there will be some kind of normality. So you haven't been playing any gigs? Because I saw that like Nick Warren was over in Argentina, and there's been like a few social distance parties. Have you been waiting or playing some?
No, I've been waiting because the problem is, in one side we couldn't travel, so I have to be mostly in Argentina, but also I do these lockdown shows. They are allowed to do. They are very small capacity, and in my country I have a big fan base. Yes. If I do one of those, I'm gonna have more people complaining that they couldn't get in versus the amount of people that they did. So it could be a mess. And I don't want to go through that. So I see, it's good that some DJs are allowed to do some small shows, but I thought it would be more responsible to wait to avoid other kind of riots we could create. Maybe we could avoid some kind of problems, but create a lot of, the South American people are really enthusiastic but intense sometimes. So it could be you could end up having 300 people inside and 4,000 people outside trying to get in and create more problems.
Yeah, absolutely. But I also see that I see a lot more Hernan Cattaneo remixes lately. You've been busy in the studio.
Well, yes, of course. The good thing about being locked down is that you have an enormous amount of time in your hands to do things. So I did more production. We finalized and did that connected Netflix documentary. I wrote a book. All the things that I never thought that I could have time to do that, and I did. So
nice.
Yes. the Netflix documentary, I mean, it's being filmed when we did the show, but then they had a lot of work with, it wasn't easy to get all the permits and all that, because when we did the show, we didn't expect to end up having a documentary on Netflix.
Yes,
and that's like next level in many respects. So we get the chance to go to Netflix, but they were asking a lot of things that we were not prepared. So
yeah,
it took us like a long time to be able to do it.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. Yeah, but I loved it. I think it was really good. I mean, when was this? Was this like 4 years ago? And it's like a journey through your musical influences, old and new, with an orchestra, and the venue looked spectacular.
Yes, it's like there are many things to say about this. It was 3 years ago. Contrary to what happens in England, where I know and I noticed when I used to live there. Electronic music in Argentina didn't have a good reputation. It was all related to club and drugs, things that people don't see in a good way, of course. So for years I was really looking forward to find a way to show that the music itself has nothing wrong, and we've been thinking with my management that showing the music in a place that is respected or revered, like is the Teatro Colón, which is our main opera house, it could show like a different side of things, and that was the main intention. Like I know it's not in England or in America, they've been doing this for years and nobody would complain, but for us, even trying to get into that theater it would create a lot of complaints and discussions, because people were thinking that we were going to do a rape in the opera house. But again, because South American in that respect, they are very conservative. Yeah. Listen, I remember, and I think you've been there, I remember playing Liverpool Cathedral once, and nobody complained about that. But in Argentina, if you could try to make a party in a church, they could cut your head directly, So we did this in a way, trying to show, listen, you may like or not the music, you may like or not the ambience, but electronic music is an amazing music, and presented in the right way for everybody, it would work, and it did. And not only that, so our friend Nico did film the whole show, and he, after a lot of work, he ended up having the documentary on Netflix, which is amazing, because that way people like you or people from in Sri Lanka or in Australia being able to watch something that it was very remarkable for us. It may not have been like groundbreaking compared to other things you could do in Europe, but for our scene and for South America, it was incredible.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I also enjoyed seeing you looking very smart in a suit, and I enjoyed seeing Nick Warren's biggest smile I've ever seen from anybody.
Yeah, it was great to have him. The story was that 3 months before the show, it was completely sold out, and Petra, Nick Warren's wife, called me and said, "Oh, Nick is going to be around touring in Argentina. He would love to go and see the show." And I say, "What do you mean see the show? If he's come to Argentina, he's going to be on stage with me. Not we are together on stage everywhere around the world playing music." So, and also we were already thinking to do like a cover of We Are West, Tuesday Maybe, on the show. So what better to have the main man on stage with us, So it was amazing. Everybody loves Nick Warren here. We are dear friends, so it was a great thing to have him.
Nice. Now, and also you mentioned it, and I've got to come back to it. You told me you've written a book.
Yes, for years, one of the main publishers here in South America is called Planeta Books. They've been asking me to write a book, and honestly, with you know me very well, Steve. I was thinking, okay, I'm a DJ, Argentinian DJ, successful, if you want to say, but that's not enough reasons to write a book. I didn't invent a vaccine. I didn't make, any records. So I wasn't that sure about that. Yeah. But then they were starting, when we did the Teatro Colón thing, the connected thing, I did a lot of interviews, and in all those interviews always came out how my passion since I was 6, 7, 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And I start pushing with music, and I end up in such an amazing place doing the connected thing. So I started thinking, okay, maybe I don't want to tell the history from just a DJ, because I don't think that being a good DJ is such an important thing. But the idea about being passionate since very, very young age and going against all odds, against everything, against my father, against my country, against these people music, against Rolling Stones in Argentina was the most popular thing ever. And I end up, getting away with it and having a good career and being able to have a family and travel the world doing what I like.
Amazing. That's
something more remarkable. And I think the book tells that story. It could have been a DJ, it could have been a skater, it could have been a drawing guy. But it's more about the dreams, pushing your dreams and your passion. Yeah.
And that's brilliant, and I'm sure that'll be good. When is that going to appear? And is it just, do you think you might do it in English and Spanish as well, or?
It's coming originally between May and June. Originally is for the Spanish speaking market, like Spain and South America, but they already told me that they're planning to do some English version. And also, even if that doesn't happen officially, I know my fans are kind of passionate, so there's going to be more than one that is going to sit down with a translator doing a PDF version for everybody else in English.
And you do have very passionate fans, like more passionate than most I know. Tell me about the mural that you walked along one day and you saw outside in Argentina.
That was crazy. It's like that's one of the things I most treasure about my DJ career, like having the luck of being born in Argentina and any South American country. They are so much passionate. I mean, listen, all the British DJs like Sasha, John, Nick, they have more fans here than in their own country, which is incredible, and it makes me super proud. They sell more tickets here than anywhere else. It's amazing, especially this kind of sound we like, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a techno DJ or a drum and bass DJ wouldn't be the case. But for our sound, it's incredible. And I'm super proud because, I'm one of the guys that been pushing the scene, this our scene.
Yeah, so, for many years.
Yes, and this kind of passion, as I said, makes these guys do this amazing thing, like painting my face in a wall, or listen, it's funny. I took all my family, and my daughters thought that how much I paid for that. Somebody to pay my face in the street,
I love it. Well, Hernan, listen, thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully the gigs should be coming back again soon for you. I know nobody really knows, but you're hoping to be back again sort of in the next sort of couple of months, do you think?
Yes, honestly, I was just yesterday talking to my CAA in London. Is my agent for Europe. I've been working with them, Maria and Jen, for like 30 years, and we are seriously booking dates for August and later, so August, September, October. Yeah. I heard also, I just saw a flyer from The Orb playing live in England, I think as soon as April or May. So I think slowly but surely things are going to happen. I'm glad to hear that in England the vaccine program is going so well. Unfortunately, not so well in other parts of Europe, but I think after maybe towards the end of the summer is going to be things happening. Maybe not at the same level as they used to be.
Yeah.
That may take a bit longer, but sooner or later it will. I'm a positive, optimist person, so I think it's going to happen. So thank you, Steve, for your nice words always, and your friendship and your music, of course. I remember the first track I got from you. It was you and Carlos Elizondo from Mexico on Fluid Records. Around 1999 or 2000?
About 2000, I think. Yeah. Every day I speak to Carlos.
I got my copy of that. Say hello to Carlos for me.
I will do.
Super nice guy.
And you used to also play my track Jawa in Cream, so thank you. But I used to always...
Yeah, of course.
I think the first acetate I ever got cut was your track, what was it called? Deep State or something on...
Deep Funk.
Deep funk, yeah. Well, that's what I based Shower on. I can finally tell you after 20 years. I copied you, so thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Don't send the lawyers.
Means a lot. No.
Thank you as always, Hernan. And we've got you in the mix later as well, so thank you very much for that as well.
Enjoy, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, dude.
Say hi, everybody in Liverpool.
See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a dude. Hernan Cattaneo. He'll be joining us a little bit later in the mix too.
Across Liverpool and the Northwest.
Steve Parry on In Demand Radio.
Bit of a tune catch up for you. We played you Micah and Kiss Pattison Beam of Light, played you Babicz's Ambient mix, and then the Breakbeat mix. Then we played you Isol-e with Dennis, the Ripperton remix. Then we played you Kadebostany featuring Valeria, Stoica, Take Me Back, the Laolu remix, which is a very cool vocal tune. And in the background, a world exclusive for you, Ivan Masa, Toxic, both coming on Recits de Mars, which is the label of several definitions. Still to come on tonight's show, we'll play a classic for you. We'll play you last week's Warehouse Wonder, which is a fancy name for saying our tune of the week. We've got this week's Warehouse Wonder, which is hot. Trust me, it's very, very hot. And also in the second hour of the show, we'll have Hernan Cattaneo in the mix too.
Across Liverpool and the Northwest.
Steve Parry on In Demand Radio. In Demand Radio. Steve Parry on In Demand Radio.
Into the second hour of the show we go, and let's just get straight in with the good stuff. I got it this afternoon. It's a world exclusive for you. See what you think of this. It is tonight's Warehouse Wonder, and it's by an artist called Manny. Let's call it Juno's Heartbeat. Jamie Stevens, a Budakid remix on a label from Australia called UGENIUS. See what you think of this. It's like prog meets melodic techno meets jazz. Classy, scatty, and I absolutely love it.
This week's Warehouse Wonder. World exclusive on In Demand Radio.
audio's good. This week's Warehouse Wonder, Manny, Juno's Heartbeat, Jamie Stevens and Budakid on the remix. And time for tonight's classic. What an absolute gem.
Steve Parry in the mix.
You could turn around.
In Demand Radio. Liverpool and the Northwest, Steve Parry
on In Demand Radio.
Warehouse Wonder.
Broken shadows, changing every face. Dawn has got me, feet go where you lay. Heavy heart keeps on moving, any place that you are. Even after the dream has faded, I find your story still feels good to me. I'm on my way, feels so good to me. I'm on my way, feels so good to me. I'm on my way, feels so good to me. You got me on my way.
Last week's Warehouse Wonder.
Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. I just wanna stay beside you. I don't wanna keep on the dollar. I just wanna stay beside you. I don't wanna keep on the dollar. I just wanna stay beside you. I don't wanna keep on the dollar. I just wanna stay beside you. I don't wanna keep on the dollar.
Bit of a tune recap for you. We played you Manny and Juno's Heartbeat starting off the section. That's Jamie Stevens and Budakid remix. That's a world exclusive play for you. Hope you liked it. I absolutely love it. This week's classic, Warehouse classic, Sailor and I Turn Around, the Army remix. I just love that. Every time I hear it, it just melts me. We played you HOKI, The Push, the Drifter remix, which is that crazy bonkers one with squelches of acid. And if you know me, you know I like a bit of good old 303. And then last week's Warehouse Wonder, which is a bit of a tongue twister. Audiojack and Jem Cooke with a tune called Feels Good. Patrice Baumel on the remix. Still to come on tonight's show, we have the one and only Hernan Cattaneo in the mix. Looking forward to that. It was great to chat to him before. Don't forget, if you'd like to listen to this show again, or Billy's show before mine, or any of the shows on the station from the last few weeks, you can just go on the In Demand app or on the website indemandradio.com and you can listen to your heart's content. There's so many brilliant DJs on there. Go and search, from local Liverpool DJs to literally international superstars. We have the full shebang for you, because we're nice like that. Just to let you know next week in the mix and chatting to him on the phone, DJ Vertigo, as in the 90s legend. Yes, trust me, but Hernan Cattaneo is up next in the mix.
Across Liverpool and the Northwest,
Steve Parry
on In Demand Radio. Across Liverpool and the Northwest,
In Demand Radio. In Demand Radio. Steve Parry in.
Hey, this is Steve Parry and welcome along to the final segment of the show. And as we always like to do every week in this section, we hand over to our special guest DJ in the mix. Tonight we travel over to Buenos Aires to a superstar DJ around the globe who in his own country is literally a bit of a musical god. He is a thoroughly nice chap. He is an amazing DJ and it's our pleasure to have him exclusively in the mix for the Warehouse, the one and only Hernan Cattaneo.
On In Demand Radio.
quite the same. Your way.
This is Steve Parry and this is The Warehouse, and tonight in the mix for us exclusively, Hernan Cattaneo.
Northwest and North Wales.
Steve Parry on In Demand Radio.
This is The Warehouse on In Demand Radio. Tonight's guest DJ in the mix, Hernan Cattaneo.
Dance
Many thanks to tonight's special guest DJ in the mix, the one and only Hernan Cattaneo. If you'd like to listen to that mix again or any of the previous guest DJs in the mix, you can just go on the In Demand app or you can go online at indemandradio.com. Next week in the mix we have a 90s DJ legend, DJ Vertigo. He's got a brand new set to play and he'll be telling us about his brand new life as a comedian and more. That's just about it from me, Steve Parry. Thank you for listening. I'm out of here. Bye for now.